Inglewood was mad at Little D as well, correct?
I don't recall.
And that when Little D got jumped by MDC, they laughed at him because they thought YSL should have helped him out in the club.
YSL is not a game. So you can't, y'all keep trying to attach that to things that go on. If YSL was a game and you saying that I was Billy Blood and Lil was If game, how the hell, excuse my language, how would all of us be YSL if we all supposed to be this and that and that? It don't make sense. If you're a gang, you only gonna be one thing.
Doesn't YSL have both Blood and Crip gang members?
YSL is a record label.
Were you ever signed to YSL as a record label?
Y'all keep locking me up.
Were you ever signed to YSL as a record label?
No.
When you got out of jail and you were doing your rap videos, were you signed to YSL?
I was signed to somebody else.
Okay, so you've never been on YSL, the record label, correct?
Okay.
Okay. So when we're talking about you was Billy Blood, but now I'm with Thug and them, I'm YSL, Billy Blood is not a record label, correct?
But when you're speaking on gang?
Is Billy Blood a record label?
Your Honor, I'm going to ask that you finish this answer.
All right, well, he didn't seem to be answering. Go ahead and answer the question that's on the floor.
Is Billy Blood a record label?
I don't know what Billy Blood is.
So when she asked you,
saying it wrong?
She asked you was Billy Blood. You said I was, but
when you put that gang on things, you go into where I was. I was a 30 Deep gang member. You can't say I was a YSL gang member. YSL was never considered a gang. Y'all making it a game. When
you responded, I didn't go back to Inglewood because I hang with Thug and I'm YSL. Did you say I'm part of YSL, a record label?
Listen. It's not a gang. You know what I mean? It don't matter how y'all try to put it, how y'all trying to see it. A gang is these people right here, everybody right here, and everybody. You can't put Crips and Bloods together and say that this is a gang. Because if the Crips and Bloods get into it and everybody that's saying that, they YSL, they got to pick what they going to choose. You can't say, like when I was down the road and then people like, oh, that's Woody. He be with Young Thug, such. And the Blood's like, well, he not Blood. And then the Crips like, well, so when they get in, it don't make sense. Y'all got to get that. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all in here trying to make something more than what it is. It's not.
Is Duke a Crip?
I don't know. Ask Duke.
I'm asking you.
I don't recall.
Okay. And is Duke a part of YSL?
Ask Duke.
I'm asking you.
But we speaking on gang.
I asked you a simple question. Is Duke a Crip?
I don't know. I'm not a Crip. Never was.
That's not what I asked you.
I can't tell you who's a Crip and who's a Blood.
Do you know if Duke is a Crip?
I know I'm a civilian.
Overruled.
Do you know if Duke is a Crip?
I don't recall.
Okay. Do you know if Duke is a member of YSL?
I don't recall.
Also, in this February interview with Detective Gaither, did you also speak to her about the gambling house shooting that occurred in Lakewood?
I don't recall.
Did you tell her the whole time it come back on Kel and them, because there's a little gambling house we go hang out and gamble. We go there, we gamble, we come out and leave, Kel and them in the bushes. Kel, Stewie, they never mentioned the third person name. They in the bushes. They start shooting at us and they shot so many times. Shit, I was just glad to be alive.
I don't recall.
And when she asked you what gambling house, you said in Lakewood. They shot so many times. So damn near shot everybody's car. But they missed everybody and grazed one person across his back. But when the police came, he had already left. Couple people left, but it was Kel.
I don't recall.
And in fact, you told Detective Gaither the reason why you found out it was Kel is because he got into it with Gucci Red, and she came back and told you all that it was Kel that shot up the gambling house.
I'm talking to the police. I'm going to tell them anything to get them out my face. I don't recall what I don't told them, so you keep asking me these questions about what I told the police. Ask me about what's going on today. I don't recall about no lies I don't told in the past.
Back in 2015, were you afraid to come to court to testify if you had to against Tay?
Can you say it again?
Sure. Back in 2015, when you had this interview with Detective Gaither, were you afraid that you would have to come to court to testify against Tay?
Miss Hilton, you know I'm not afraid of nothing that's walking on this earth.
Okay.
You know that.
Looking at that interview, did you tell Detective Gaither, if I describe him in your case, I will have to come to court?
I don't recall. What I don't told the investigator, whatever you call them.
And then you also asked Detective Gaither, if you point him out, meaning Tay, that's going to make it in his discovery packet.
I don't recall. Nothing I don't told the investigators.
And matter of fact, Detective Gaither said to you, I mean, if you identify him, you a victim. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say it's not going to eventually come out.
I don't recall. Nothing I told the investigators.
And you told her, man, I know if I do this, shit just going to get worse and worse.
Miss Hilton, I don't recall. Nothing I don't told the investigators.
And you continue to say, nah, I'm worried about he get locked up, he get the discovery, see, I circle his picture and put my name on there, and he gonna send it to the street, say I told on him. And they gonna put it on Instagram and Twitter, and they gonna tell everybody, and then I'm gonna just be like, boy, then nobody won't be around me.
But the God honest truth is he never shot at me.
Okay. But back in 2015, your concern was if you pointed him out, you'd be labeled a snitch, correct?
No, my concern was if they locked him up for something that he didn't do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't recall, you know what I mean? I don't recall what I don't told the investigators, but telling them the truth be the last thing I ever do.
And matter of fact, you kept asking, I'm gonna have to come to court, correct?
Yo, what it do, people? It's your boy Mike Easy, man. So check it. Y'all just seen the video, man. Basically, YSL Woody, man, he's saying YSL is not a gang. No matter how they trying to portray YSL in this RICO case, YSL not a gang. And he's saying it over and over again. Prosecution and everybody that got it messed up is not what they think it is. And I actually think he's making a few good points to him. And what it's doing, the underlying effect of what it's doing is actually tainting the jury's memory. They won't forget this stuff, and it will kind of confuse them, especially the ones that really don't know too much about the situation, or really don't know about everything that's really been going on. They can actually get kind of confused in this and say, hey, well, if one of their witnesses, the ones they say is very reliable, is saying it's not a gang, then maybe, this is not what it seems, and maybe it was just some random act of violence. So I think Woody is actually doing a good job of going against the prosecution, and he played it smart. See, he went in originally with an idea. All right, you gonna give me immunity if I testify? Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna get up there and testify, but I'm gonna tell y'all what y'all don't want to hear. I'm not gonna go along with y'all because I already been granted immunity, and as long as I get up here and I testify, as long as I get up here and at least say something, no matter what I say, it cannot be held against me, and I still get my immunity deal. So he's playing it real smart. Even though, like in the last video I made, YSL Woody is one of the reasons why this whole RICO case got opened to begin with, because of all the statements and confessions and interviews that he done with police and whoever else over the years helped him build this case to arrest all these people and label YSL as a gang. He's actually backtracking his statements very nicely, and he's not a credible source by what the witness and them's looking at. So the state is really not going to be able to use him as a witness, because everything they hoped and wanted him to say, he's backtracking it and not saying it, going along with the same line. So it's actually, looking even better for Young Thug. And I know Young Thug's got to be out there in the crowd smiling whenever he heard YSL Woody say YSL is not a gang, and basically went into depth trying to explain to the people and to the prosecution that you can't have different sets of gangs in one gang, but which we all know you can. But the way he's explaining it and the way he's kind of like backtracking and throwing them off, it's actually a good look for the whole YSL Rico case, man, and everything that's going on with it. We know YSL Woody, he's a trip. He's been having everybody obtained, became a household name up on there. I don't think anybody actually thought, this would turn out the way it has done, and became kind of like a comic case, like a comedian up on stage. Everybody tuning in. What is Woody gonna say this time? What is Woody gonna say today in his new trial testimony? So it's crazy, But I enjoy watching it, and like I said, even though he got him in the situation, I don't think he can ever really make it right, because these people have lost time in their lives, so they'll never be able to get back by being in prison in the jail system. But by what he agreed to do, and by what he is currently saying and has said, you can't really ask for much more of it. A lot of people would be scared, but YSL Woody being who he is in real life, has gave him the confidence to basically get up there. And we've seen in the recent testimony where he really didn't even want to give testimony no more until he had another lawyer present, because I can tell that he starts to think he's all good, says all this stuff, and then he's like, oh well, man, am I getting myself in trouble? Am I going to say something that can be held against me? So he asked for a lawyer, which is smart, because I think he got his last lawyer fired, and we're thinking that is the same lawyer that actually told Brian Still and them about them doing the behind the scenes interview with Woody, where they allegedly said he admitted the killing, beating up, man. So another day in the books, man. Another exciting day from YSL Woody giving his exciting testimony, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. We're going to be uploading a lot more videos on this situation right here, guys. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. On the road to 700 subscribers. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know what y'all think about this video, man. And until the next one, you already know. Peace.